this evening. You know, election outcome contestation in our country oscillates between reality and utopia. So the 2023 presidential election results were going to be contested at the court. Former Vice President and candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at the polls, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, expressed dissatisfaction with the tribunal judgment and headed for the Supreme Court. He was addressing a World Press Conference. His Labour Party counterpart, Gregory Obi, faulting the judgment as fundamentally flawed, is going to the apex court too to seek redress. Now, whereas Atiku said he was going the whole hog because he would not validate mandate banditry, please underline that. Obi insisted that the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal ruling was not conterminous with justice, meaning not relevant to what actually happened. A lot of fireworks ahead. Okay, we have a package addressing the issue. Let's go there.
5 members of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal on Wednesday unanimously affirmed Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the elected president of Nigeria, a decisive judicial resolution of the credibility questions that have hovered around his election for over 5 months. In an over 12-hour-long judgment, the panel of judges led by Justice Aruna Samani dismissed all 3 petitions challenging the president's election. The APC has applauded the appellate court verdict, describing it as a win for democracy.
This epochal judgment has reinforced our democracy and underscored the vibrancy and independence of the judiciary. The judgment has also reinforced that our party won and emphatically won the presidential election on February 25, 2023, beyond any doubt.
The same cannot be said for the PDP candidate who is challenging the appeal court judgment at the Supreme Court.
It is a judgment that I refuse to accept. I refuse to accept the judgment because I believe that it is bereft of substantial justice. Consequently, I have asked my lawyers to activate my constitutionally guaranteed rights of appeal to the higher court.
It is to force pronouncement on some of these unacceptable ethical issues for the love of the country and its future generation. I also call on members not to lose focus and be distracted. The NWC is doing everything possible to keep this party together so that we will give this government a credible opposition. And we will continue to pursue our mandate.
Both Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi have indicated their intentions to appeal against the judgment at the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter on presidential election matters. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, Yinka, you saw this coming?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because a Nigerian politician is an incurable optimist. Even in a place where he knows he cannot win, he will have that belief that he will win. And this is not helped by the lawyers. But anyway, the lawyer will have to do his job. So
and his pay.
And his pay. So for me, all this contestation, it has always been there. 1999, when we returned to democracy, it was there. Obasanjo was sworn in before the case was dispensed with. 2003, it was the same thing. 2007, 2011, the only exception, 2015.
Jonathan didn't challenge.
So the opposition will always feel that it has been cheated, or whoever loses the game will always feel like that. But the truth of it is, in this case now, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to speak as a lawyer, but I'm going to speak as a journalist and as somebody who has been following this case all along.
But there's one thing that,
yes,
that links the lawyer to the journalist. They deal on facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
That is where I'm going.
Go there.
Now, if you look at all the level of arguments that the two parties laid before the court.
The prayers.
Exactly. They call it prayers. What they laid before the court are issues that have been dealt with before. A man has been governor for 2 terms. You have spoken about whether he graduated from University of Chicago or Chicago State University or Chicago Polytechnic or whatever. That has been dispensed with. You still bring this same case in? Okay, if you are going to talk about rigging of the election, bring your facts. Up till this moment, the facts that they produced or they gave the judges, are they telling us that the judges didn't look at these facts? These are the issues we should look at, whether it's IRF or whatever and so on and so forth. The election has been won and lost. I was not at all the polling centers, so I can't be fair. I can't say that it was won fair and square.
Yeah.
But from the little putting here and there, everybody agreed that there were intimidation. Yes. Okay. We all... There were intimidations where one party is strong than the other. In the place where APC is not strong, their supporters were intimidated. In places where APC was strong, their supporters intimidated the opposition. The same with Labour Party. It is only, as the late Balarebe Musa would say, is just the counter force, the force that is bigger than the other that will overshadow. So now, if you say this man didn't win this election, and you couldn't provide the evidence for the judges to follow, the court can only grant what you ask for. They won't give you what you didn't ask for.
No.
So
the court is not for the Christmas.
Exactly. So as far as me I'm concerned, I think they've made their case. The judges have looked through it, and we all say the court has the final say. If they really want to go to the Supreme Court,
they say they are going.
Are they going to add more facts?
No way.
It's the same thing.
No, it's the same thing. It's a record that they deal with.
It's good for our system. I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
But I think they should also prepare for another election.
Bolaji, we always want a utopian state where things are done correctly, blah, 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 and so on. But we are not ready to pay the price.
Well,
our politicians are not behaving. So the INEC will remain the whipping boy anytime a thing like this happens.
Of course, it's always like that. It's the INEC that everybody bounces on because they are the umpire. The INEC is the umpire of any election in the country. And another thing I want to say, INEC should extend whatever they are doing to the state level so that they conduct election at the state level. If they can, it will be better for our democracy. But in any case, you see, in this country, the last election, the February 25 election, will go down in history as the election that had the lowest number of turnout that we all know that. Yeah. Then all the 3 candidates, it was one of the most clearly contested for election.
3 frontline.
Yeah, frontliners. It's one of the most clearly contested election. They only won 12 states each. You understand?
Key.
12. I'm not talking about making to 25% of I'm talking about the states that they won. That has never happened in the history of Nigerian since 1999. Most anybody that wins the presidential election will take at least 25, 30 states. Yeah. All of them had.
Are you also of the opinion that the LP, Labour, became the game changer?
The
catalyst?
Yes, because let me tell you, if Labour had not been there, because people said that the vote that went to Labour should have actually gone to PDP. I don't know. But it's, at the end of the day, even if they added the two together, there are certain things that will still change. Because there will be two parties, and people will not have a choice of three parties. They have, so at the end of the day, it's the person that will win. You understand? But the fact is that most of, like Yinka said, most of our politicians are extraordinarily optimistic. You know, that they even in their household, when they have not even done well for the people, they believe that everybody. I've heard of a chairman, that one of these people that went to contest in Oyo State. In his ward, he had two votes. In his ward, 2 votes. Only 2 votes. Now you now ask, this man has a wife, has children. So what happened? Wow. You understand? You know, so
there's the children are not of, or were not of voting age.
No. What about the wife? And the other, he doesn't have friend in the society.
In the what?
Yeah. So it's a function of how well you have done and the belief of the people in you that, look, this man is going to deliver. He's going to do well if we give him a mandate. Unfortunately, that's always the problem in this country.
Inca, you should be bothered, as I am, that rather than allow the ballot box to be stronger than the bullet, we're allowing the judiciary to be the ombudsman here.
You know why? Because in everything that we do, we don't trust ourselves. And unfortunately, you go to the judiciary. If the judiciary gives a judgment, for instance now, as far as the APC is concerned, our judiciary is the best in Africa or in the world today.
Okay.
As far as PDP and LP and the rest are concerned, it is the worst. So it depends on which side of the divide you are. But for me, what we need to look at is what are the issues that have been treated. But you know, politics is an emotive game.
Yeah, even still talking about the logic you are raised now.
Yes.
Peter Obi's governorship was restored by the court.
By the courts.
And at that time, it was the best in the world. But now, because the shoe is on another foot, the music has changed.
Natural.
And so that's what I'm saying. So you can never have a one view of this issue. Now, the election conducted by Jega, I judge one of the best election Nigeria has ever conducted. For those who felt Jega was good. Yakubu too.
Apologies to June 12. Go on.
So now for Mahmoud Yakubu too now, for those who have won, for instance now, APC won at the presidential level. A state where PDP, for Bauchi now, Yakubu will be a toast because it's PDP. But at the presidential level, because their party didn't win, this is the same thing everywhere. It's the human nature. We said this before. When a student scores 90%, oh boy, what did you score? I scored 90%. If you scored 50 or 40, oh, what did you score? Don't mind the lecturer, I gave me 40%. Oh, that is it. As far as this thing goes, there is no way you can begin to say, let me give a final word on this.
Yeah.
You remember Al Gore, who was vice president to Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the election was won and lost, and he went, what did he say? He said he's done with politics. Rather than pull down the tempo, he said he's no longer interested in politics. He's now a climate activist because he believes that America is greater than his own ambition.
Yeah. Yeah, but the last but one president,
yes,
Donald Trump, went to court.
No, that was good to pull down. Was going
to pull down the whole tempo, and he's facing the music.
Exactly, because America would not allow that.
He's facing the music now.
He's facing the music,
and that's one of
what we need.
You will see that no other president or governor will do such a thing. Yes. If a former president can be taken to court. But in our own case,
anything goes.
Anything goes.
Yeah, Bolaji, are we going to be like this?
No, we will evolve. We will evolve to something better. The only thing that is constant in life is change.
Yeah.
Things will definitely change. We can't continue because people will be thinking, every day there are developments. We can't continue like this. The election that we had an election in 1993, it was adjudged the freest and fairest in the country. We have had instead of other people conducting election that they have been adjudged very fair and very good too. So we are going to continue to change. Things will continue to change. There will be new improvements, this and that. You know, the election of the previous years are not as better as the one we have had now because there wasn't like anything like beavers or whatever now that made it much more authentic. You know, so it's
mine is if we desire a state of utopia, we must be ready to work for it.
Exactly.
But I hear our colleague CKN, Chris Wandu, he's watching us from somewhere in
Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
CKN, many thanks. Tell them we are retooling our country.